Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I got my man Milborn with me here. I've been looking for him all through. I finally found him. Yeah, the search for Milborn. The search for Milborn last night was too intensive. Yeah, I was looking for the man. Oh, I was only 18. I couldn't see the man.
I can't be on the 18. When you go on the 18, that's why you're not seeing me there because they got the 18 and they got a 19. No, you got to upgrade it. So when you go to the 18, you see me. One of the 19. Now maybe I let it go.
You were explaining time, not evidence.
I know, eh?
I went looking for you on the 18. I stand by my story. I'm sticking with it. All the other one, what you talking about? That's scary. So my people that ate it, I was looking for your Milborn who was yesterday, yeah? Milborn couldn't be found. I found him.
So finally, Steve phone me. But guess what? Steve saying about the 18. I'm not on the 18, my people. I'm on the 19. Let me tell you. And you get Kush and you get Zombie. So gonna change the name. What you wanna be? I can't be on the 18 this time. When you go on the 18, you not see me. I'm always on the 19.
Well, that one is your story. That one is your story. Well, my man, today that Mother Day. I want to start it off by wishing all the women on earth happy, especially mothers, happy Mother Day. What say you, my man, this Mother Day? What say you?
Steve, the Mother Day, you just put everybody into the same thing, whether the good one and the bad one. Yeah, I know you to be that person who always differentiate. No. You are always in the habit of differentiating from the good to the bad. So you got to tell us exactly as to which one of them that you are wishing happy Mother Day. All of them, or the good one and the bad one, which one?
My man. That other story, what you trying to create, that your one will create it. I understand you're trying to fix things, but you're not getting into that. I can guarantee you that you will not get me into that, my dear. You will not get me into that. From the local things, you're trying to send me oil to bring noise in the tongue.
I know something wrong somewhere. Because when people are preaching or maybe teaches certain scripture, that means that scripture favor them. And like you're trying to do something, you gotta stop. I know you to be that person.
Man, that one that one story there. That one story there, I know you so.
Still I want you to know. Jesus. So you just look at the time.
That one story that means it will be on what thing? Means it will be on that story. I beg you, carry that technique somewhere, bro.
I know that they were not fair. Today still made me to understand that the war is not fair.
Brother.
So all of you there, the good one, the bad one, she say, happy Mother Day to all of you, yeah?
Happy Mother Day. Happy Mother Day. The other one, what you talking? That your own, my brother. And I'm on no Jaja talk. Then you see me like that. No. As always, Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. We appreciate them today. Whether they get noisy, whether they get wild out, today that a day will not take it from them. Now your cheap politics you won't bring will not work with me, my brother.
But that's just the fact. I know you from the one. I hope that the way I'm thinking and that what's happening. Because
think however you want to think. You know what the Bible say? You know that post say? As a man thing, and so is he. So you want think evil in your head, that mean you evil. You want think evil, that mean you evil. My man, leave that story by. Leave that thing. Yeah, don't let something know that Mother Day today.
Yeah, indeed. So that let's try to show for us, man. All of you the women, because we'll be recognizing your some of you know our
No, we can recognize them on the life here.
yeah. So you please share the show, please.
I spent enough time on the phone with my mother.
Okay.
2 mothers. There were 3. One of them passed. My aunt and my biological mother and my grandmother. But I spent enough time on the phone with my mother today. I made sure I checked with my aunt. You know, we spoke. She doing her thing. I'm very excited for them to be alive. I want to say in this open medium, happy Mother Days to both of them. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Actually, thank you so much. But you know, you just mentioned one name that I feel sometimes people are not giving credit to is the grandmother or the yes. You know, sometimes the grandmothers or our grandmom, sometimes they go through a lot. Because can you imagine, Steve, for example, the woman struggle hard to bring her late daughter on his life. Then her daughter to go and bring another person and abandon the person on the grandma. Instead of the grandma not enjoying her late life, while she was in her late youth age, she not enjoy it. She old again. She still tend to, you know. So actually, thank you for remembering her. And for me, I think today I'll just use the time to also to remember all of the great mothers, good one, those ones that are having a sleepless night. Every time I see some of them in the morning at 4 o'clock, going to regular market to buy the little things to make sure that they take care of the children, pay children school fees. You know, there are some men that abandon their children responsibility, and some of you women, I don't know, but happy Mother's Day to you all. You know, it's just frustrating that, you know, sometimes after you work hard, sometimes your children, they don't give back to you. I know how frustrating it is. But again, how be it, like my brother said, today is Mother's Day. I want to say happy Mother's Day to all of you. Celebrate well. And yes, that's the beauty of life. So yes, so please share the show. Some of you who just joining us, please share the show. If you are listening to all via the radio, also want to say please invite somebody to also follow because my you today going to be juicy. And there are so many things I will be talking about here today on this Mother Day.
No, we're just watching them right now because, you know, we're not even getting into the conversation yet. And some of them, you know, because we say happy Mother Day to everybody, some of them,
Me, I know my brother. I trust him well.
Yeah, some of them want me to whole Mother Day issue low sticky now at the apartment there. But who are we at? They'll bring my boy more in real quick. My man, Mo, what's up? They said that Mother Day, we celebrating the Mother Day. What's happening? Mo.
Hello?
My man, they said that Mother Day, we celebrating the Mother Day. My man, what's happening? What's going on?
Gender equality, we're going to celebrate Mother Day. It's a special day to all the hardworking and beautiful moms, the one that make all the sacrifices to groom other men and women to become better people in this world. You know, the thing about parenting is not about how you train your kids or the kind of orientation you give them. It's all about the kids being better people in the absence of their parent. That's when you know that you did a very good job when it comes to parenting. So that's my philosophy when it comes to parenting. Because children learn from what they see. So you can train them. They will do exactly what you want them to do when you are around. But the only way you can kind of evaluate or give a parent a grade is when the kid can become better people in society, even in the absence of their parent. That's when you know you did a fabulous job.
Well, Mom making it a little fun. You know, I started the show, I was easy, and my boy Milburn was making. Listen, we're not talking about a crooked man there. Yo, who can your children that go to party?
No, not one.
Then I want to wish you happy Mother Day too.
We ain't talking about chilling moms.
Yeah, that's what we're playing. We're not on
mothers who their children not even in school, they don't care.
We're not talking about irresponsible mother there, what chasing golf party and be the child. We're not talking about them. Yeah. We're not talking about mother there who can win the children and be on the 18. We're talking about serious mother there.
Serious mother.
We're not talking about your mother there who can be smoking and drinking on your children. And I got no respect for them. Your own children level there, your own your own zaman. Then I know discussing. We're not the mother there not for you. The mother there, if your king say the mother there, that free mother they will give to everybody else wasting your time. We're not there passing around giving mother there to anybody else. I beg you, yeah. You think stupid. Nobody's people in the town.
We ain't talking about nobody now because a man calls on Facebook, right?
No, we're not talking about lose mother there. What are be on Facebook causing each other disrespect? We're not talking about you. We're not getting no respect for your children there. Some of your male children now they will suffer it because when they go to school in other places, they will be bullied. They will be. We're not talking about a funny mother there. We're not talking about mother who 50 years coming on Facebook and taking all your clothes in public. That's not you discussing. We're not discussing taking content, poor content, mother. We're discussing serial money mothers. Mothers who make sacrifices and who are making sacrifices for the children in the future. We're not talking about your hustler there. You want different level. There's all you don't even know your own children and their own birthday. Then I who's all day serious. We're not taking you serious. I know we're discussing here today. I see Melbourne in the studio there. You wanted to get me started. Don't get me started. I beg you. Don't get me started. No more there. We're not on.
Because I know you to be that person. And thank God that you go with that small.
We're not distributing Mother Day yet. We're not distributing Happy Mother Day yet. Because look, let me tell you something. Not because God bless you over child, that means you are a mother. Some of them mother, especially some of our young girls in these days, they're reckless and irresponsible. I'm being very serious. Look, let me tell you something. They have traumatized some of their children. They have created even more problems for some of these children. And God bless them with their children so you can care for them. And you know who they leave it on? Oh, the pa.
They died. Yeah, for sure. They died.
Oh, the pa. Don't bother them who can be causing say all Liberian men are useless. That's not you talking about. That's not you discussing. Because you as a mother, you can already cause your pa. I will discuss you. Yeah, you say all Liberian men are useless. You get Liberian porcha. Then you say all Liberian men are useless. You're not serious. Now you wishing happy Mother Day. We're not wishing you happy Mother Day. Go get your Mother Day from the place where you get out your fully conversation there. We're discussing serious thing here. We're discussing serious money Mother Day. We're not discussing Mother Day who bouncing. They're not consistent, they're confused. We're discussing serious Mother Day. But Mog, let me ask you the question. You know, sometimes we got to go back to the historicity of all these things. I mean, why the Mother Day Benin originated? What the whole Mother Day thing here?
We live in a capitalistic society, so every major holiday or every symbolic holiday is all money making for a particular industry in the sales and retail business. So when you talk about Christmas, you talk about Thanksgiving, you talk about Halloween, you talk about Mother's Day and Father's Day. At the end of the day, is one retailer that's going to take the most profit at the end of the day. Why do you think people are going to buy chocolate and flowers on Valentine's Day? Or why you think the people that sell poultry are going to sell their turkeys on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah.
Why you think people are going to buy a gift card, a gift on Mother's Day and Father's Day? Why you think people are going to buy trees and other gifts on Christmas Day? So at the end of the day, when you look at it, all even though it symbolizes the day, but it's all for commercial purposes and money making, and certain industry make the most money based on the holiday. So this America, this is the heart of the capitalistic war. So everything, the very first thing that comes to mind is money making. So that's why these holidays, most of them are all about. That's how I see it.
But you know, interestingly, Mother Day originated from the state of Pennsylvania in the year 1980. It's very interesting. Mother Day originated from the side. But here's a question for you, because we're just laying the foundation before we get into other news, and we get into international news and so forth. Monk, back in the days, Mother Day, and thinking about the money part, let's just bring the money part into it though. Now the churches have taken the Mother Day business and where they can make money. Or be very honest.
Yeah, we honor people that doesn't deserve to be honored, but when they can bring the most money, they know who provides the biggest star in the offering the church. They know the people's social status. So at the end of the day, the one that are more lucrative, the one that are most like I would say, that got a financial strength and muscle, tends to be the one that get gown or put all the flowers on in the name of Mother Days and Father Days. So they don't give it to regular people, that the hardworking people, like the Bible say, the good people in the church, the people that go beyond the call of duty to do the littlest thing. No, they are not the one that are giving the recognition, the one that bring the most money. I'm not saying it's for all churches, but the vast majority, then that's what tends to be the whole idea of honoring your mother, honoring your father. But by right, it's going to be the people who are committed, the people who are beyond the causes of the church, the people who do the littlest things for the congregation, the people who are, like I said, the ones that go beyond the call of duty to make sure that the church keep functioning. They are the one that should be honored in the church. But unfortunately, we live in a whole different society today, so it's nothing new.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's the thing I get confused about sometimes more. Like you said earlier, sometimes you would wonder, we as Christians and as believers, you would wonder when they're doing this, when they're recognizing these people from the various churches, you would be thinking that they would recognize, or they would give that honor to the like you said, the poorest of the poorest that are doing what is right. But it's all about money. When you get big car and you get big job, that day you the mother of the year. Sometimes they can repeat the mother of the year, one person for
Yeah, well, yeah, multiple times.
you know, I just don't understand. How can you name a God my mother of the year? How does that work? Jesus said, let's say if I would have a mother of the year tattoo. You get one woman in the chair who gets more money, she get all the labor there. And I don't want you to say that mother of the year. What is going on? So myself, yes, sometimes I get confused. You understand? Or somebody is some kind of ritualistic thing and they get some more money, they get funny ring there, bang on there on their head, they put a bunch of mud on their face, they say they do face beat, they go to the chair, they sweating like nothing going on. Yeah. And so they marry people that more out of the year, and the whole church has become discombobulated.
Yeah.
And sometimes we celebrate those things. And the mother of the year sometimes goes by, when you get some more money. Look, I don't understand. And like you said, they use that. Back in the day, we used to do that thing. Whoa, that time when you sell, like you said, it become a commercial thing. And then when the mother, the interesting part, when the women department finish collecting that money, everybody raise all go to the women department. The pastor will bound chief for the money to be deposited in the account. I thought that money will be used to help widows and orphans and other people. The mother then raise the money, they put in a check. The next day you see the pastor flexing with a new watch or some a new car.
Oh, even the mother day fundraising that can be done, or Steve, and that'll be done more quickly. That's one of the frustrating things with the entire thing, right? That you people are talking about. You cannot raise funds, like for example, for one old woman who been struggling for long time, making sure that she contribute to the house of God. So even if you're making her mother of the year, for God's sake, and that woman, let me tell you, they will give you envelope, they will give you letters, and say go out there and bring people. So all of the funds or the money that the people will raise for that day, that you just saying, Steve, it will go back to the church. I think it's wrong. This funds should be given to the person so that it can also be an empowerment. I know who tell us that, in fact, empowering church member is wrong. For me, that one, I'm just confused.
Yeah, so my only thing that get me confused now, the whole Mother Day program, according to history, it originated from Pennsylvania. In
really?
Right? Yeah. So how can we get in the Mother Day building now? We put it on in Labrador, and some of us take trouble. We will not, monk. How? I mean, it has become commercialized in Africa and other parts of the world where there is poverty. So I don't understand.
That's why I told you all the time on this show. I said, for me, since I started knowing myself, I focus more on spirituality than religion, because religion is more confusing. The more you go into religion, the more radical you become. If you follow spirituality, your life will change. You will see humanity. You will see what needs to be done right. You will see who needs to be recognized in society. Let me give you a typical example. Even if you read the Bible in the book of Matthew 25 or 40, what Christ said, he said, whatsoever you do to the least of my brethren, that's what you do unto me. If you can feed the hungry, if you can clothe the naked, if you can provide shelter for people that need shelter, if you can do the least. Why you think the old churches, they were mostly into giving back into the society? They build schools, they build hospital, they have financial department, because they were giving back. Your parents serving the church, even when they cannot afford your school fee. I can remember back in the day when I was picking growing up in Birmingham, in St. Dominic, my dad sometimes he don't even pay school fee. We just go, we get registered. Even in some of the college churches, or in the city there, whether it's the St. Mary's, is the St. Patrick's, and all these schools, the Episcopal schools, the Baptist schools. Your parent being in the church, they've been there for a while, they serve, they play their role. They should be given some incentive. That children should be able to learn and get some of the best education. But these days, this so-called new movement, they call it charismatic Christian, where It's all about Holy Ghost power and preaching and signs and wonder. They don't give back. Steve, think about this 1 second, right? You got a proliferation of churches all over every street corner. If the churches were giving back, you know how life would be like, economically speaking? You know how many people will be in power? Churches should be giving loans. They should be opening schools. They should be opening hospitals and helping the members. But guess what? It's all commercialization. It's everything. Some of the churches, they don't even have a financial department. Everything goes directly into the pocket of the pastor and this few associates that found themselves around the pastor. That's just why it is. So it's all about commercialization. That is the reason we don't have people who deserve to be mothers and father of the year getting those titles. It all goes to the people who are more financial, the one that with deeper pockets, that can pour more into the offering basket, that can read the bigger tithes and the bigger offering. And that's not how it's supposed to be like. Because according to Christ himself, he was not looking at the people with the deeper pocket. He was looking for people who were committed and who were doing the most important thing that needed to be done in society. That is clothing the one that are naked, feeding the hungry, giving shelter to the poor, the widows. These are the people that Christ talked about in the gospel. That's why every time you hear Jesus preaching, you always say the kingdom of God. He never talked about church. He never talked about Christianity. He said, "What? The kingdom of God."
Well, Monk, and this brings my attention because for the next 1 or 2 minutes, we'll spend time to also appreciate the mothers because we got to differentiate them, right? This brings my attention to the reason why, if you look at the churches in the Western world that are thriving, that are doing very well, if you look at them, they have a model.
Oh, yes.
They're strategic. Such as, let me tell you something. Let me say to you who are listening, those of you who stay in church, who came for church, some of you can be in church, you still listening to Facebook gossip. First of all, you're disrespecting Jesus. Don't get that one clear. When you're in church, if you're listening to Facebook gossip or other gossip there, while you are in church, you're disrespecting Jesus. Let's get that one clear. You're not serious. You're not focused. But on the issue, Monk, few months back, I did some kind of work for a Christian organization, and I got to understand something that threw me off, Monk. And I started to understand that, these people understand the principles and the strategies and other things. I give you an example before I talk about this church. When I came to the United States and I started playing for the college, I noticed that there was something different. In Liberia or in Africa, most of the teams we play for, we play by luck. There was no strategy, there was no organization, there was no structure, and there was no plan. So if God blesses you, even time to kick corner, if God blesses you and the ball comes to your head, you hit it in the pool, that day you're lucky, right? But when I came here at the university, we had a system. We were taught and trained where the taller people would stand and where the shorter people will stand, doing corner kick, doing this one, doing that one. So there's a plan. So at the end of the day, you get a result from it, right? You have a roadmap. The same thing in the case of the church. In Africa, we used to be yelling like we're crazy. We're making noise all day, speaking in tongues. And we expect the church to be full. But even in the Bible that we read, that's not the Holy Ghost word to go bring people to the church. So, but in this country, when I started to help these people write their proposal and other things, I realized, Monk, most of the things, and that's why things like churches and other things on the other side, guess what they do? They made a non-profit.
Yep.
They made a non-profit organizations. The reason for that is because the expectation is they will give back.
They will give back.
That is the expectation.
Yeah.
When you give back, and let me say this to those of you who are in churches in America, if you're in a church where you're paying tithe and offering at the end of the year, you can file your tax return, leave that church. In here today, leave that church. Your pastor is not serious. The church will not go nowhere. You're here today. Leave that church. Either the church not register or a God call me church. Don't be in God call you church. God call you church and they're not serious. They're not going nowhere. You'll be there from decade to decade doing the same thing, nothing going on. It will be a bunch of gossip. It will be a bunch of foolishness. Bunch of going in cycles. So in this country, you know what the people do? My dear, you pay your time or offering at the end of the year, guess what happened? You can file it and get it back. You're here today. So if you're in that chair where you're speaking in tongue all day, start wasting your time. go find a church where in there, first of all, the churches will be in line with the government. The church will be recognized as an institution. When you pay your tithe, your offering, you're supposed to get something at the end of the year that you can file. So when I started to help these people put their documents together, I realized among, look, to the point that they had quarterly, what they would do, monthly, what they would do to get back. Look, Monk, and when you do that, you serve humanity. It brings people to the church. Let me be honest with you. All that thing what we were doing, like probably walking from the other distance to the other distance to evangelize, that scam. Look, do what people will see. Human being left for you to do something that will benefit them. So when we design the program for the church and this Christian organization, I noticed that almost 70% of the work that they do was to give back to the members, give back to the community, give back to society, and so forth. I sat down for long. I said, oh, so the people don't spend time speaking in tongue, but they can attract so many people to come to the church. The level of accountability and transparency is it may you want to get your offering, your tithe, because you know at the end of the day, you know where it's going, you know how it will help other people. I mean, the pastor, look, I married the pastor, the man with a t-shirt, a jeans, and a slipper. Yeah. No protocol.
Let me give you a short story. You see, the people in this country, they got a system. And you know, whenever you give back to the society, the reason they get 501c, because the government know that they cannot do most of the work in the society. Why the people believe in limited government here. Yes. The society is the one that take care of herself. Take for example, the government sits down in Washington, D.C. How can somebody tell me what happened in Minnesota in the remote part of Minnesota, why they have local government, why they have non-profit organization? These people also hold society to a much higher standard. Look, during the coronavirus, during the Ebola crisis, I attended a church that they call Living Word Ministry, right in the Brooklyn Park area. It's a big church, interdenominational, huge church. They have 2 services per day. Those people were generating offering for Liberia. Do you know how much they were able to raise within the space of 30 minutes? Special offering, more than $70,000. And I bet you a single Liberian church in the entire community couldn't even raise a quarter of that. The reason being is very simple. These people, they work together as a team, right? They have a structure in place. They have a system in place. They have financial accounting department. Yeah. The pastor is giving the salary. The ushers are being paid. You see, you run a church in Africa. Somebody who on the praise and worship team, somebody who's the usher, the security guard. Yeah, they are not on salary. And you keep praying about the whole thing about God will come and help somebody. No, but you're taking in physical cash. You don't have a fluent financial system in place that's going to compensate people that are in ministry. Don't you think that a woman who wake up from bed every day to come and practice just to sing on Sunday morning in the church, you don't think she deserves to get something? Only the pastor. Why only the pastor? You come to these people churches, they are all on payroll and salary. It's a full-time job because it's a commitment. They are in ministry. When I am at work, the person worshiper are going to the church every Tuesday and Thursday morning to go and practice just to sing on a Sunday. The organist must leave his daily activity to come and practice to play on the Sunday morning. So why is it that he's not being compensated and he dedicates his life to the entire church? And the reason is very simple. When you cannot grow the church to a certain extent, how do you gather more resources to be able to compensate people in the church? Everything goes toward the pastor, and everybody there is waiting on hope and some faith. No, you the man of God, I believe in faith, but you are not waiting on faith. You are counting on people, generous contribution to get paid every month or every week. So why become the other people that are in the church that are committing their time? Okay, you can make the excuse, say, okay, my ministry is not as large as it's supposed to be in order to raise more revenue. But equally so, it's one of the many reasons you cannot even hold together. You're in a small community, you got 300 churches, some of you are only 7 in the congregation. How do you think you're able to raise more funds to pay people that is dedicating or that are delegating the time to make sure the church activity is being forwarded? You cannot.
But how they check and irritate loans to pay the rent? That means putting Jesus in debt. You're not serious. That the Holy Spirit you want to put in debt. You're not okay.
Steve, I was reading something though one time. One of my senior brothers, I say into the men of God thing. I said, look, the church, even the church is also money making because we live on the planet. We need resources in as much as we can pray to God and believe in faith. We need resources to operate. I was reading about the Mormon church. Do you know that the Mormon church, they were into the stock market, that they invest the proceeds into the market. I was saying the article. Do you know how much the Mormon church raised in the 90s? $100 billion. So when you go to places like Nebraska, you go to places like Utah, all
And you know what they did a few days?
everything they won't control it.
You know what they did? You know what the Mormon church? You know what the Mormon church did a few days?
Wow.
You know what the Mormon church were able to do this a few days? They sent in January. They send missionaries to Liberia, and those missionaries are there between anywhere from 2 to 3 years. They will be there. They're missionaries from the. Actually, anybody will say that missionary from the Mormon church.
Yes.
They went in January. They're there. Look, you are right. Look, Darlington, please check your Darlington, please check your Facebook. Darlington Collins, what's up, bro? Check your Facebook and you know, I tell you small thing. Yeah, I send you small thing. So check your Facebook. Check your messenger, Darlington. I say you small thing, camera. My boy. But Monk, quickly, in the next maybe 2 or 3 minutes, you know, in as much that we are joking and we are making some of the serious
some of the
serious conversations we are having here today. Let me say this. You know, on this day, for me personally, I like to appreciate, you know, mothers who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. You know, most women are privileged and honored to be able to have child or children. But it doesn't stop there. It goes beyond or above that. You know, it does. And so I want to say this, hats off to all of the women that are standing up for their children, that are in the corridor, not making excuses. You know, not making excuses, not blaming other people. Because like I've always said, and I will continue to say, pregnancy is not airborne disease. As a woman, you don't look in the sky to get pregnant. And as a woman, I will say this to all the women who have not had children or child. Those of you who have had 1 or 2 children who are still anticipating, pick the man you want to have a child by. You got the right to make that choice. Mm-hmm. Please don't make that choice emotionally. Not because, you know, he's sexy. Let me tell you something. Hot and sexy, then it's not important.
It's not important at least.
You need to look for serious characteristic. Serious things that you think more likely so you will like. Look, let me tell you something. Those physical features, that's something that you might be attracted to. But truly speaking, the most important, Lemon said, let's go beyond and above that, right? And so I want to appreciate those mothers. And one of those people, you know, that I'm a mother, you know, I'm my grandmother who passed away, and I'm my auntie, you know, those 3 women, I appreciate them so much. God first. I'll say it on the show.
Yeah.
That's why I use the word Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. I don't use it because I want to love a woman. No. I'm using it because I know what the role these 3 women play in my life. Even up until today, my auntie in America, yeah, when I pick up phone, can you imagine I'm working? But when I ask her for anything, she will never refuse it. Till today, I got my own place. Till today, if a level 1, she want me to move back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You understand?
I got an auntie like that too, mama.
No, let me tell you something. When I was in Africa, you know, even though we're playing here and there, you know, we used to get our caught them because we're, you know, playing football, different small things here and there. You know what I mean? But the thing where you can call full money and all the different things, they never stop. They roll you out. So that time where you're talking funny thing, we be boarding in the time. And I'm talking about I'm talking about back in the days, you know, in the 90s, 2000, one was somebody drop you, 1 or 2 have or 2 ball, you
ain't been there for that week.
Your
transportation for school is covered for the whole week or 2.
My man, the whole month you talking about, you people, the things that you got it under control. When you profess somewhere, people know you that they can feel your presence.
Yeah.
So, you know, I appreciate my auntie, I appreciate my mother, I appreciate my grandmother who passed away. You know, they made the ultimate sacrifice. These are people we appreciate on this day. Mothers who are doing what they have to do. And I see some mothers in the country, some Liberian mothers in the country. Look, they are doing everything men walk away from their lives. Oh, they are there for children. They are making it. Look, some of them are working 2 to 3 jobs. Yeah. And let me say this. Some of them are setting the example. Some of them are doing what they have to do. They're not blaming the men who they had a child about.
No.
Playing the role. They're doing their part. And so sometimes when I hear somebody say, oh, you are independent woman, you are independent, you are independent. Some of you are independent. You don't even have to say you are independent.
Yeah.
You can see the way you carry yourself, we know you're independent. Yeah. And not for you to can't get a child support money, put all funny nails on your hair, you doing gum, you get funny eyelashes, then you're looking funny in the town. You're independent. You're not independent. You that story. Yeah, forget that story. You're not independent. You that thing. You leading the children. Some of you get brave, man. You can lead the children with you can lead the children with someone. Look, someone don't get brave, man. They can get the children the medicine for the children to fall asleep so they can go to party to go look for another child again. You suffering with one child or two children. Why you going to go look for another child again? You just say you your own problem. That's not the man. So I see y'all saying, some of you saying, oh, that bread men are useless, that bread men are useless. I just look at you for no, I just laugh.
You choose the useless one. It was a choice.
In fact, you are addicted to useless men.
Yeah.
I think the men are you addicted. You get a bunch of popcorn boys then behind you. You making I used to be behind popcorn boys and can't make no on. I got popcorn boys and you're behind all day. Funny men. How can DJ? How can all your time partner actual DJ from one DJ to another?
For the club.
I thought the issue. Kids in the club, they are making noise. Yeah, that's you. I see more.
All your dad DJ promoter from the club.
Yeah. I see Mabel Adelaide won't cough. Mabel not scared. I would be saying to them, mother, they will try to go to the bar one. You understand? Instead of your put yourself together, your friend can put drink Coca-Cola all you want, brother. We'll still try to do what we talk. Be drinking Coca-Cola, they come and call you commies, man. Papa Mount, you know, we want to warn
that's the reality, bro. We talking Royal on Card on SKTV. That's the reality. You have the choice. They call it the dichotomy of choice. Remember, from the day you were born until you died, you will keep making choices in your life. You could choose to wake up from bed and go to work, or you could choose to lie in bed. You could choose the partner you want to. You can vet people. You can vet their character. You can keep making the same mistake and keep blaming men. Oh, about every man is useless. No, man, it's a choice. There are choices of men, but you wanted a guy with an earring. You wanted the one with a tattoo. You wanted the one that always in the African club, shaking ass, wearing tight clothes. So you got two of your baby daddy who came from the club, and you think that everybody should be painted with the same brush that Liberian men that you said no, Liberian men are not useless. You choose to go with the useless contingent, and that's why you inherited, so live with it. Steve, go ahead.
Yes. So yes. So before Steve coming, you know, they're saying coming from most of them, they will always say, "Oh, I'm looking for the God-fearing person," right? So whenever they tell you that in fact that they are looking for that God-fearing person, the first thing that they want for you is money. So they are not looking at what you can do, the type of character you have in you, and whether you are that serious person who is fighting life and making sure that maybe one of these days life will get better with you. They don't care. But all they want is God-fearing men. So people like you now, Mr. Monk and other Steve, enter into action with some of them today. They say, God, thank you. You are answering my prayer. So they don't even know also what kind of job Steve doing? What kind of job is Mr. Monk doing? How Mr. Monk surviving? But as long as they know that maybe Mr. Monk is in America, definitely that God-fearing man. And you know, you don't know it, my brother.
First of all, Mabel, let me say this to you.
Oh, God.
Let me be clear about this. First of all, most of these young women and some of these older women who giving God hard time and making their own noise, they're not disciplined. Even in relationships, you must be disciplined. You can't be in a community. Your body count plenty, and you talk about your own God-fearing man. So the man who got the person who they bring in your life, that person get what in the iron in the heart. You not sleep with all the people in the town. So somebody on a name over him, I can take out of Kenya and be passing right in front of me making stupid out of him. You're not serious, eh? You're serious. Look, let me tell you something. In life, you must be able to structure and organize yourself. Nobody say anybody's perfect. But the truth of the matter is you must be disciplined, especially as a woman. You never know who's watching. When you pass around doing all the tete contests and butt content and showing your nakedness, showing half part of your body or whatever it is, you are exposing yourself. Let me tell you something. No serious-minded, decent man who is God-fearing want anybody that dressed like a prostitute. No way. I'm telling you. If you don't get that call, pass it around. No, I'm not saying popcorn boys will not admire the funny dressing there and don't want to sleep with you. But you will not keep them. Second of all, Some of you got temperament and controlling problem.
The feminazi.
Yeah, you get not only
That's
that
the
you
thing.
temperament
That's
problem,
the
but you
part. Mhm.
problem.
Tell them all of these things that they are lacking, my brother.
You see one God-fearing man. God puts on a fearing man in your life that is God-fearing. Soon that man start to tell you, say, oh, my sister, we can't be dressing today, not decent. The first thing you tell her, she can't tell you what to do.
Good.
She love
You're not
you
going to
as
control my life.
he should love you as he see you, right? He should love you as you are. Love is blind. Let me tell you what love is blind. Love is people love, not blind. If you don't know that today. No, it felt funny, but some of the simple mistakes people can make. For example, a sister walked up to me to do an evaluation. And she had a long list. This is serious. She had a long list about a man she wants to marry. And guess on that list what she wants? She got on that list how she wanted men to make a certain figure.
Yeah.
She wanted men to be tall and handsome. And she wanted to be light-skinned. You know, they got their own version in their head of who they want to be with. That's not a bad thing. But you have to reconcile that with reality. First of all, no disrespect. No disrespect. Because even when you get a good man, you should be able to maintain that man. It comes with maintenance too. Let me tell you today, myself. Oh, you think so you think somebody want a child might go put themselves together. And you come from doing all your funny things and it just value in their life. And you just can't there to do what thing? What do you do? What do you do? Talking about my body and my sister, that body thing is overrated. In fact, most of you the body than what you get that people on the body you're passing the wrong way. Silicone in you and you're talking about something. You sort of fool me with silicone. You sort of be fooling men with silicone. In fact, the place I know that you got a bigger problem is when you have all these silicones in you, which of course you are exposing yourself to early death, cancer,
So
you don't even pay yourself. Your insecurity make you to go increase your breast or your butt or other parts of your body. You look funny in the time. Now you think because you never put all the things on you, so you gotta show them also too.
Yeah.
You start wearing tight clothes and funny clothes. You look funny in the time. Let me tell you today, you look funny. Just so you know. You are operating on identity theft because you have replaced your natural self with funny thing, and you look some kind of way in the time. When we say
you just say they're fake, just say they are fake because when they are fake, then they want you to be real. Can you imagine?
When a man fake, you don't get that. You decide to fool the man decide, okay, I will play with that role. Then I fool you later. Then why you get vest? The body,
that's the thing.
The first body. Why you vest?
You're not going for show. Steve, another one. You're not going for show. You're not going for no program, but your nails are all long. They are latches. They're all funny. All right, correct. So say you want to. Say you want to fool me. Man said no problem. I will fool you. Then we'll know who that thing going to be effective tomorrow. And then what happening?
So Melbourne. Also, serious note. Let me say this. This sister walks in with a long list, and I look at the list and I turn it back to her. I said, "This list is not realistic." I said, this list is not realistic. She said, what do you mean? And that's my choice. And it's my right. I said, yeah, it's your right. But the truth of the matter is I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this list is realistic. You want a man that you've made in your head. That man is on TV. He's not in real life.
Yeah.
He's on TV. The TV that you watch, your show that you watch.
You watch your reality show.
They're not true. Look, they got some show in there in the country, a bunch of divorced women. They put themselves together. They call themselves real housewives.
Yeah.
All of them on the show divorce. Can you imagine? The title of the show is even deceiving.
Yeah.
Those are ex-wives. So you know what they do? You know how I know that they're deceptive? And their primary goal is to make sure that you get divorced or your relationship spoiled.
Big money.
In the show, that's also fighting and causing each other.
Yeah.
In the show. And I was saying they can watch it. So when they have to talk to the men who they are with, they are very indisciplined. Very, very disrespectful. So let me say this. Some of our sisters, that your mouth get you in trouble, that your mouth make it, you can't keep relationship, you will never keep relationship. Your mouth. That your mouth, and so you want to play the feminine card. That your mouth, some of you are disrespectful and dishonoring. Very disrespectful and dishonoring. You don't even honor yourself.
And the worst feeling about it is that they shouldn't start to do something right. By the time they start handling 1 or 2 cents.
Mother's Day, we'll take the topic deeper. We're going.
Yes. Yeah. So by the time they start handling 1 or 2 cents, my brother, things go out of hand. In fact, if you have no control over them anymore, and it's bad.
My brother,
yeah.
Brother, they get 3, 4, 5 different men and they're talking to at the same time. They always get someone a backup plan. And the thing is smart. And you know the interesting part? All the backup plan can come out to catch up with them. Like I said,
always.
They are not
always.
Look, the secret of any successful woman is to be disciplined.
For sure.
It's to be disciplined. It's not about your beauty. It's not about anything. You know what my grandma used to say? My grandma used to say, there's the word she used to use. Una stupid woman can keep men. I didn't understand what she meant.
Yeah.
Until I grew to see the difference.
Two no can't live under the same roof.
Look, let me tell you something. All the independent women are crying. Asking for prayer request. That's why the independent woman I can't take nonsense from men. I can't do the that you're single, that you're passing around. We there, we looking at you. Your prayer required enough full of basket in church. In fact, we empty it in another basket. We get another basket. We empty it there. You're not serious. You don't see yourself. You always see yourself.
You know, they feel they are listening to one relationship expert and they got made a lot of sense. The guy said, the people that call themselves the feminazi movement with all these equal right people, they are just leading people astray and causing more harm and more chaos in society. Look, women and men, we are two different kind of people. We got different attributes. Men are mostly logical, women are mostly emotional. And we were meant to complement each other. So in order for a relationship to work, he said love alone is not enough to make a relationship to work because love is an emotional thing. It can swing. He said somebody can be married for 25 years, they were in love, but 10 years later they can say, I don't like that person anymore. The thing is, you should be able and be tolerant to accommodate somebody else, even though they got their own version of a weakness. That's how a relationship require discipline and being patient over time. Because look, I'm not a perfect person. Neither will I expect to meet a girl that will be 100% perfect. The question is, in my imperfection, can you tolerate my imperfection? And will I be willing to also, provide that shield or work with you in order for the relationship to work instead of just counting it on love and whatsoever stuff? So it becomes an emotional thing. And like Steve said, you come out, you want the most flashy, you want the guy who's in the club. You know that you made mistake from the beginning, maybe the early part of your life, 20, but you cannot make mistake twice. You keep repeating the same cycle and you keep blaming men. No, at the end of the day, it's more about patience and compatibility more than the whole thing about love. And what you see, she got a great shape, she got bigger chest, she got the silicone, she got the big nyash, men would say. But at the end of the day, it will not be sustainable. So, and Steve said it right. Two cannot run the boat. The only way a relationship can work, there should be one don and one bele. And the only way relationship will work. And that's what the problem is. People feel that they are empowered economically. At the end of the day, you know what? The woman role does not exist. You think you can overtalk the man, you can disrespect the dude, and vice versa. For me, I don't only see it from a women's standpoint, you also go both ways. Only thing is, when it comes to this thing, people like to put the women at the front burner because women got different standards. It's societal standard that one man will carry the bar up high for women. Because they can say, okay, a guy can pass around, he can get married in your 40s or in your 50s. No, okay, yeah, you can. But for a female, they got a biological expiration date when it comes to relationship. They become jittery. It's one of the reasons women are mostly interested in marriages than men, because they know that at a certain point in their life, people start questioning them. She's 45. Why she's not married? She's going to 50, Unlike or do people will not hold into such a standard. So for me, I like to say this thing mostly for women, especially from our young sisters that made mistakes in the past, that want to make amends for those mistakes. They want to do something better and they're looking for better people. And most of them are doing great, except for the few that just won't live with the reality that in order for me to find somebody to call my partner, I have to be disciplined and play by certain rule. Two men, look, when you live in a home and a woman try to project herself to be a male, my brother, it will die a natural death, because no man, for that matter, will be, even though his economic or financial status, will accept the fact that a female will want to play the role of a male. So all the people talking about women reality, like you're just creating more chaos in society. At the end of the day, you will create more simple women. Most of them will end up being gay and lesbian because of this same crazy idea that we are all equal. We are not equally equal. That's the reality.
So Monk, let me say this, and you know it. Let me say this to all of our sisters. Let me give you an honest. Let me give you two quotes I want you to keep as long as you live.
You want me to say you got married my fellow Stephen Monk.
Don't mind. Let me tell you, even before getting married, there are certain things maybe that they don't even know. Steve, quickly before you come in, sometimes there's some friendship, there's some relationship that you'll be in for 1 or 2 years for observation. Even during the time of observation, most of our sisters, they even squander their own opportunities because of no patience, nothing. They go to give up, everything not coming the way they want it. And that's just it. So go ahead, my brother.
So let me give these two recommendations to our mothers and our sisters who are listening. The first recommendation is this: never marry because you are in love. Get there with me. But you will tell me later.
Yeah.
Never marry because you are in love.
But
no marriage will survive on love. You're here today. No marriage can ever survive on love.
So still, I want to ask you, there's a confusion thing. I want to ask you quickly, please. Which will be loving a friend? Is this the duty of the wife or the duty of the husband?
No, the man. According to the biblical standard, the man is supposed to love his wife. The wife is supposed to respect the husband. That's what the Bible says.
So why socially, because some people are not Christian, but from a societal standpoint, from a realistic standpoint, from a psychological standpoint, from a emotional standpoint, women are not able to love.
Good. That's the part. So why are they forcing themselves like in fact they want to be loving us? And we just they know that they're not even meeting.
When you say these things, they get vexed. But let me say it again. Women are not able to love. What women consider as love, it can only be done for their children, not with the men that you are with. Let me give you a typical example. The typical example is this. The way I know after studying human being at the highest level, the way I know that women are not able to love is because the love is translated into control, which becomes a problem for them. Let me give you an example. The woman will love you so much to the point that she will want to become protective of you. But in essence, women are supposed to protect men, and men are supposed to protect women. So you see the difference. When you, the woman, start to become the protector, it's a problem. You already have a serious problem.
Our relationship with
women are supposed to protect men. Men are supposed to protect women. When you are so much in love that when you wake up 2, 3 in the morning to check in the mail phone, because you want to protect what you claim you have. So women do not know how to love. Women love transcends. It changes into control. Go think about it. Get there with me. Get there with what I'm saying today. But when you think about it, it will make sense to you. Please digest what I'm saying. Don't react yet. Think about what I'm saying. Process your life. I'm not talking about those ladies who are 18, 17, who passing around and they understand nothing yet in life. I'm talking about serious people who understand the mistakes they've made. The second thing I want to say to you, the first thing I told you is don't marry because of love. Don't do that. Let me say this to all the women who are listening. Let me say this to you. When you leave for any relationship, take time to understand your fault in that relationship. Forget about what the person did to you. Think about what you did. Whenever two people separate, they separate because two of you contributed. One person might have contributed to the highest level, but you played a role. Think about your mistake in a relationship. Don't fight to replace that person. Don't try to make that person feel jealous. One of the things that I've come to understand from a serious standpoint, what a clinical professional, whatever it is the question that most people have not asked themselves. I can bring 10 grown-ups in front of me, whether they're from America, they're from Liberia, they're from Asia, they're from Kosovo or whatever it is. I can bring all of them in front of me right now. If I set 10 people down in front of me, and I ask them who they are, they can never tell me who they are. Maybe one person might tell me who they are. Most people don't know who they are.
For sure. People don't do their identities at all.
Let me tell you something. I asked somebody this question. I was doing a psychological run. And I asked the person, I said, who are you? Imagine this person is 41. And the person has everything going for their life, achievement, everything. I said, who are you? This person is a person who is born in America. They have seen life. I said, who are you? You know what the person told me? The person said they are an engineer, they got PhD.
Yeah, he's not giving you a real expertise instead of
the person
himself.
said,
Yeah.
The person said, I'm a father, I'm a this, I'm a that. Well, I restated the question, who are you? Have you ever sat down
and
ask yourself, who
am I?
am I? Have you done that before? The day you start to do that, maybe you will slow down on something. Many things we do, many things we say, we don't know who we are yet. That's why we do them, and that's why we say them. But I want you to think about that question today. One of the very first things I ever do before I run any psychological test on anyone, I ask you, who are you? Because many of us are suffering from identity crisis. And I know that because many of our women, they have become addicted to even the first thing to the point that they can't even go outside with all makeup. I'm not saying makeup is a bad thing. But I'm saying you are so addicted that even your own personality, who you are, you don't even embrace your own beauty. As a natural person, you don't. You disguise. You despise yourself so much that when you see yourself in the mirror, you think you must be like somebody who you saw on TV.
In a magazine.
So it becomes a problem. You are operating on some kind of identity crisis. And when we say this to you, then you take it personal. But there are some things that you don't understand. Before you started putting all the funny powder on your face. And the interesting thing about it, when they put it on your face, they can wash it off. Why you can sleep with it? Why you can keep it on your face all day? You put all the funny thing in. Every day you got to... No, let me tell you something. We are in a serious problem. And so most of the people are operating on an identity crisis. The emotion is right to their finger here. They don't even understand something. Oh, I love you. And I was in love. Trust me, you'll be in love, you're born children full of basket.
And Steve, one of the things that I noticed too, I think the whole thing about social media is playing a role that is mostly destructive than constructive. You know, people got this notion that, you know, for the first time, you will see people just naked themselves and they post on Facebook. And somebody coming from like, bro, she was talking about it. We had the same discussion. I said, look, these people had the tendency, the only reason you never saw it back in the day because there was no social media. Why would a young woman just wear some clothes exposing her body in the name of posting or taking a picture to come on social media? Because she know that people watching. She know that at the end of the day, men will be enticed to go to her inbox. So it's not something that is new. It's something that always been there, but people never had a platform to market themselves like the way they are doing things now. And the reason I'm saying that social media, that's why you see divorce rate and things much higher now. There was never a time in human history that a picking like me will be sitting there in Corway and admire a girl all the way in London or from California. But today, I can sit on a laptop or my cell phone or gadget and be having access to unlimited amount of women or men anywhere on the planet. So for that reason, when people come and hit your inbox, maybe 5 or 6 guys are admiring your picture, now you get confused. You believe that there are more guys that are interested in you than any time before. So even if you get a guy who got some kind of an interest or genuine interest in you, you feel that you have so many options. So you think that you can play fun because you guys what? There was never a time that 10 or 15 guys will be able to come to your DM and drop a message giving you all the praises and giving you all the admiration and saying that they have interest in you. So for that reason, I believe too, the whole thing about social media is having a very, very major role to play when it comes to relationship these days, because you can be sitting with somebody from Nigeria or Ghana and some pretty girl or pretty guy from anywhere can just come and hit your DM. But the question is, are they really genuine in their quest, or they just want to come and take you to be some kind of community mango that they can pick a chance and hope that things work out? So you, the female too, you born to the whole fake notion that, you know what, I'm a hot girl, you know. I still got water. I can play around, man. Look at my DM. Like how many guys coming to me every single day. So for that reason, I think social media too, when it comes to relationship, it got a negative impact as well that's causing relationship problem. Because like when you sit down and see the kind of a marriages that have been destroyed, the way families have been destroyed, be like, wow, I thought we was supposed to be doing better in the information age, but no, there are more trauma. There are more breaks up. There are more divorce than any other time in history. And I believe, too, social media is a major catalyst for that. From my own observation,
Well,
I'm no psychology, relationship.
overall happy Mother's Day. Yeah, at the end of the day, that your day, happy Mother's Day. Father Day will kind of get you say, what they call you. That's fine. We'll stay what they call you. We'll stay take all the day. We know. You will take all the day. Father Day kind of you will stay one what they call. So we know no day there for we cancel out Father Day only. So that one's only. But like I said, they're good mothers, they're good people who've made sacrifices. No one's perfect, nothing's perfect. But we have these conversations so that we can enlighten some of the people. But my inbox, I say, my inbox really hard. My inbox hard. I get some of my people who never reached out for a long time reaching out to me. But that's good. I still love all of you. That my people there. And my family people there now. We're moving to politics a little bit now. We're digressing a little bit. Yeah. Some of the things we have it at the hard truth. You don't want to hear it. But when you lay down in your bed and you think by yourself, you know what you're saying that true. On SKTV, with the only people on social media that can tell what people are in the truth.
We'll tell you straight up.
We'll tell you that we don't want and we're not here to do politics every day.
Yeah.
So how they come on. And then the other time somebody came in back and one man of God saying he won't talk to you and you can be on the show battling Christianity. I said, go tell that man of God say I don't want to talk to him. Let him go tell God what I said. Let him go report me to God. I stand by everything I said. Let him go report me to God. Let God call me to a meeting. And I on that thing when I say I don't want to talk to him. That means he'll go talk to who? To say what thing? What thing I go say? The thing I want to say, I say, the men of God won't call him, call on the show. But I'm not going to call behind the hall to go talk. And I talk, him. So the person said, the man of God say, if you not talk to him, the wrath of God will visit you. I said, tell the man of God, I've been waiting for wrath of God a long time. You know who I am now? I said, the wrath of God will visit that man of God. Will visit me. He's serious. He know what he's talking about. Tell him to carry his head somewhere. Talking about wrath of God. I'm forced to talk to you. Because I said, I can't talk to you, so wrath of God will visit me. I said, then wrath of God said, I get sense. Yeah, that wrath of God, I get sense. Because he passing around looking for people who refuse to talk to somebody on the phone. You're not serious in that country. Talking about wrath of God will visit you. I said, wrath of God will visit him first. In fact, church will catch on fire. Let him keep talking foolishness. Anyway, international politics. While we're talking about women, one woman get Donald Trump and said, well, you know, I won't get me my ball mom. Donald Trump, look, Melbourne, our man Donald Trump, while we're talking about one of the odious businesses in human history. One of the odious businesses in human history. Go research it. One of the odious businesses in human history, the prostitution. Even in biblical times. Oh, you not believe it? Go read your Bible. Go read the prostitution. That one of the odious businesses in human history. To the point that even Jacob slept with a prostitute. Jacob. Oh, you read Bible, eh? I mean, say go read Bible. Call your pastor, then they can't deny it. I'm saying this to say, Stormy Daniels and Karen Madogo got your boy Donald Trump in situation you get help. And tomorrow, Michael Cohen, who used to be a fixer, a former lawyer, but they call him a fixer. That means when Donald Trump do a dirty wedding, man, who can go there, he got law degree or whatever it is, but then he go there and do funny thing. So that is there, folks. And Donald Trump will be back in court tomorrow. And he will be facing Michael Cohen. And Michael Cohen, who used to sign all the money for the funny deal there, that was going on in the country. So, how do you react to Michael Cohen tomorrow? Michael Cohen will be in court, brother.
First of all, Michael Cohen lie in court. They consider him they consider Michael Cohen to be a pathological liar, that his testimony means nothing in court. Second of all, the whole case exceeded the statute of limitation when they couldn't get Trump on the federal level for campaign finance violation. They politicized it and brought it at the state level. But the bigger news yesterday was I told you guys on the show, I said every time people believe that he's been prosecuted, he only gets stronger politically. The largest rally in the history of New Jersey that's said to be a traditionally blue state held yesterday. According to the police report, there were more than 100,000 plus that showed up in New Jersey. 80,000 were in attendance, and the overflow were more than 20,000. That's a traditionally and reliable democratic state. So it tells you as to what's going to happen in November. So you can prosecute him all you want. You can play politics all you want. You can bring your Stormy Daniels all you want. At the end of the day, the Pew Research poll said that 7 out of every 10 Americans believe that the prosecution against Trump is political, so they could care less about the outcome because they know it's political. So for me, I don't pay attention to this thing. I just watching the politics right now. So whether it's Marco Cohen or Stormy Daniel or whosoever you can bring, you look how a man are living his private life way before he ran for the presidency, and you think that you can go and weave through his private life something that happened way before he decided to run for the president and resuscitate it, thinking that it can pay you political dividend to prosecute him. Who cares about that? It's not going to have no impact or no bearing on the election. So we still watching.
Okay, well, Monk, that's your view. One could argue that. No. One could argue also that the truth about the whole Donald Trump case. Donald Trump brought this thing on himself. Yes, he was living a private life, but when the case wanted to show up, he got the Inquirer newspaper to catch and kill the case because he knew that it would have come up. It would have been damning to his presidency in 2017, the presidential run in 2017. And so you can't just say it was manufactured and so forth. But hey, that's your side of the story. You're sticking with it. That's cool. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens in November on this side. On another note, in Israel, in Gaza, Netanyahu, that Netanyahu guy here, I don't understand. Monk. To be very honest, I don't understand. They have talked to him to slow down. And they say he will not slow down. And airstrikes in one of the cities in Rafah or whatever they call it. And they're going after these guys again over there. And the issue of displacement all over the country. Mark, and it has created a serious rift between he and the Biden administration. And one might want to play politics and say, oh, Biden and diplomacy or whatever it is. Look, all international partners have condemned the move because it's going to the point where it has become human rights violations. It's like you're doing too much now. There's a time where you slow down. But these guys are insisting. So I don't know, what's your take before we get on to the Liberian politics? What's your take? What say you? Monk, you there?
Hello?
Yeah. I don't know what's your take. What say you?
For me, I got a whole different view when it comes to Middle Eastern politics because it's much deeper than people think it is. It's religion wrapped up into politics. And the very same people that would tell one party to stop would be the same people that will be supporting that very same party. Everything is a story. Everything is all about power. Everything is money making. Everything is about the military industrial complex making money. We all know how the system works. The people in Palestine, the radical state, they are not interested in peace in the Middle East because there were 2 times on 2 separate occasions, Camp David from the 70s all the way to Honor Bill Clinton, that when it came to the separation to give the Palestinians a state, that they were giving more than 90% of the concession that Israel decided to give. And guess what? They killed them. It never materialized. So, and one analyst made a statement. He said, after World War II, when they got the Europeans were giving loans, they got a name for it, will come to my mind, where they were giving financial assistance to rebuild. They rebuilt Europe. You see, Europe was not as industrial as people think it was. Europe was mostly swamp and butchers.
Mm-hmm.
But after World War II, the Marshall Plan, when the U.S. wrote that big check for them to develop themselves, they built roads, they built schools, they built factories. In the case of the Palestinians, no. They built tunnels and terrorist training camp that they received almost in proportion the same amount of money that the European power received. Mm-hmm. Because they got certain rogue states that just don't want peace in the Middle East. You see, I will not defend the Jewish state, But people don't go to the root causes of this problem. They want to play politics with it. You get Joe Biden telling Netanyahu that, oh, I will not support you in a offensive in Rafah. But at the same time, you the one wrote billions of dollars in aid and give it to the Israelis. So if you get it, Israeli billions of dollars. Let me tell you, there are two countries that receive the highest amount of military aid from the United States every year. You know who they are? Israel and Egypt. No other country receive more money from the American government. So if you're telling me you want for Netanyahu to slow down and you're giving them billions of dollars with unlimited access to some of the top military equipment or hardware on the planet, how do you think they're going to use it? They're going to use it to play marble? No, they will use it to kill other people. And that's exactly what it is. So you're speaking from both sides of your mouth. That's why I look at the confused college kids. They all on campus protest. Like, you know what? You know the people get a saying in America, they say, when you are now liberal by your 20s or into your 30s, it means you don't have a heart. If you are not a conservative at the age of 40, it means you don't have a brain. The reason they say that because when you start reaching your 40, you start questioning things, you start analyzing things that work. You don't have that youthful exuberance. I look at the college kid, I'm like, you protesting for a man who you voted for, that's speaking from both sides of his mouth, that's supporting in Palestine, calling for a ceasefire. Look, Melbourne, be fair and be sincere. You cannot be supporting one side, giving it ammunition and say, oh, slow down. What kind of logic does that make?
Yeah, but Monk, if you look at it from a logical standpoint, this benefits Trump because the protests from the students actually undermines the Biden administration. It shows that there's no coherence.
Trump is not even a contest. We all know you can say it benefits Trump because that's why I told you, when you look at the Trump policy, Trump got some of the craziest personality. But I look at Trump, whether it's economic policy, whether it's immigration policy, when you take your emotion and look at it pound for pound, his foreign policy was far better. That's why Trump keeps saying, I was in the White House. There will not be war in Ukraine and there will not be war in the Middle East. And we saw it. We saw it with North Korea.
Monk, I vehemently disagree with you.
Why you disagree?
First of all, Trump's policy were full of lies, deception. They were flaws. For example, let me give you the most recent. Let me give you an example. One of the things he ran on that you would have Mexico pay for the war.
Yes,
you would build the wall. You have Mexico pay for it. Did Mexico ever pay for it?
No. Let me tell you something. I want to say you watch.
No, let's answer the question and lead that story, bro.
Yeah. No, dude. That you watch too much CNN, MSNBC. I don't watch CNN, MSNBC. Let me tell you something, bro.
Did Mexico pay for it?
Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. The worst economic deal that was signed under the Clinton administration that even Bill Clinton rejected and said that's something he would have done differently. They called it how they call it said the deal between Canada, Mexico, and the United States, right? That Obama used against Hillary Clinton. Do you know that every time America passes a budget, a certain amount is given to the Mexican government to play their fair share on the border to protect the border? So when Donald Trump tells you, I will build a wall and Mexico will pay for it, he's not saying that Mexico is going to write a check and mail it to America. He's saying that the aid that Mexico's you receive from America through the Trans-Pacific Trade Partnership, I will cut it down and use that money to build the border. That's why he keeps saying Mexico will pay for it. That's
not what Trump said.
That's why it meant. That Mexico write a check, bro.
Okay, so that CNN or MSNBC played. That CNN or MSNBC played Trump speaking live that he would have had.
So when Donald Trump tell you that China will pay for our trade deal, mean that China will not America check. What he did, he increased tariff on China for dumping substandard product in America. That's another way of paying to the American government through tariff. That's what he meant.
Increase with tariff, and how they would benefit from that?
Oh, China. No, let me tell you something. China in the business of devaluating your currency to undercut American businesses. What they will do, they will make that currency weaker so they can sell cheaper goods on the world market. So Donald Trump said, no, that crap will not happen on my watch. If you are paying 25% in tariffs and you are undervaluating your currency to beat American businesses, I will triple your tariff. That's what brought the trade war between Trump and the Chinese government. That's
my man. Trump foreign policy was not only divisive, it was it made America look like a joke around the world because all it was passed around, made confusion, disrespected other leaders. He acted like a kid, like a spoiled kid in the White House, misbehaved, just uncouth.
That's why America is being disrespected now. That's why the king can hang up the phone on Joe Biden. That's why Netanyahu cannot respect a phone call from Joe Biden. He can cross.
But that's good because
that's why North Korea is still firing ballistic missiles. That's why Russia is taking over Ukraine. That's why China is encroaching on Taiwan, because they know a joker sits in the White House now, and America is our weakest point ever.
That's good.
Never happened under Trump.
That's good. That's good. What I will say to you, that's very, very good. But at least you have some sense of responsibility. Some sense of, again, I'm not a Democrat. I don't make the case. But Trump is the worst thing that happened to this country. Trump is a liar, a serial liar, a crook, and a joker.
That's why you got.
He's not a serious man. Trump duped the Christian community. Trump duped the Christian community.
Like how?
Trump is a liar. How? Trump does not stand for what he says. He's not a moral man. Imagine you are a Christian going to vote for somebody who on trial for paying prostitute. What Jesus would say about that one? You're not serious.
How about Joe Biden, who say you're devoted Catholic, but he support abortion? When the Catholic church they give abortion, is he now a liar?
But no, that's not being a liar.
Oh,
they say, listen,
the Catholic church abortion, and then when he call himself devoted Catholic, he support abortion across the board. Tell me, he's now a liar?
Yes, because the issue of abortion is a choice. It is a choice. Yeah, it is a choice. It cannot be binding. No, abortion cannot be binding. Let me say this: abortion cannot be binding.
You hear the man who call himself a Catholic deacon, the man who keep boasting that he's from Scranton, that his parent,
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
The Catholic Church vehemently oppose abortion because they believe it's not a human being right to take another life. He supports abortion, and he said that it's a choice. Go ahead.
The issue of abortion is a choice.
Oh, okay.
What are you like right now?
The fundamental creed of America says left liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
When do you determine life?
Choice.
When do you determine life? At what stage do you determine life? At what stage?
7 weeks after conception.
Exactly. So before 7 weeks, you reserve the right to have abortion if you want to.
Now we're talking about late term or late term.
No. This is deeper than what you're saying.
Radical they want to take it.
No, this is deeper than what you're saying. Countries like China and other places, let me say this. Countries like China and other places, they're going down in population growth. And the reason for that is they're not procreating, right? They're not having lots of children. In America, there seems to be this rising thing also of not having children or whatever it is. Some Americans are refraining from having children because of the responsibility, because of economic reasons and so forth. So again, when I will say this anywhere, when it comes to the issue of abortion, it's a woman's decision and her choice. Nobody should force it on that person.
You don't take one life and call it choice.
What do you mean?
They got preventative measure here. They got people who willing to accept children. They got pro-life. They got pro-choice. You don't take another human being life and call it a choice.
So what if it's detrimental to the health?
How often it become detrimental in an advanced that's the lie that people saying that you are raped. One of the biggest lie in this country, on average, more than 300 innocent babies get killed. We all know in America that rape is a federal crime. There are consequences for rape. The total amount of abortion that is carried on every year, only less than 1% make up a rape. But they use it as an excuse to kill babies indiscriminately and call it choice. That's a lie. No,
but it's a choice.
In America, when last time ever went in your community and raped somebody? Say you've been doing yourself in this country.
Say again.
Since you've been doing yourself in America, when last you ever heard in your community, in your neighborhood, that somebody went and raped somebody?
In terms of hearing it, what do you mean now?
How often have you heard of rape in your Arizona you live, in your community, that somebody went and raped somebody?
Not as often.
Because even the perpetrator know that the consequences for rape is not something that happens commonly in America, but unfortunately, they want to make it as the means for which people commit abortion, which is a lie.
Okay. Well, let's digress to the Liberian politics a little bit, and we'll take some calls. Monk, like I said earlier, it's a choice, and for me, I could care less. I respect the choices of people, especially in circumstances where life are threatened, where the life of the mother is threatened. That decision can be made by professionals and the mother, especially in those cases, in those situations. I'm not you're going to do abortion person. No, I'm not. However, if it's detrimental to the life of that person, then something needs to be done. I would rather save one life than to allow 2 lives to go. That is just a fact for me. That's my personal stand. other people will have their views and so forth. But Mark, let's come to Liberia just a little bit. Mark, what do you think is new for Liberia? We have a new government. It's been over a few months, a little over maybe 4 months or going to 4 months. What say you about a new government? Because I know some people will say, well, the people just came in. I was on a call yesterday with a friend. We were on a meeting, and one of the friends said, and let's give the people at least 1 year, 1 year and a half. Then maybe people can start criticizing. But Steve, and you're starting all too early to criticize and so forth. What say you, though? Do you see any signs of anything new for Liberia? What say you?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta join. You got a couple of minutes. 1 second. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe while waiting for more, you on the ground, what say you, my man? You see anything new? You were there for Joria says yes. In Joria says yeah, you have slogan like Joria will lick it. You have slogan like that water. You have slogan, in this time we seen, Joria did it too. In the other time we seen slogan like yo torta, and that says yeah, you get to talk. In Joria time we heard slogans like 24 years. Then later on, it came down to 12 years. Later on, when it started getting 10, and you're there, let the president finish his 10. So, what say you, Milborn? Anything new?
Thank you, Steve. Someone will say, even though there's a new slogan, they say no business as usual, but I think we are the same. So, I don't see no changes. Someone will say, even though the new government and they just coming, so we got to give them a chance. But, as we speak, because there are so many things that they've been putting in, but most of the things that they've been fighting on to work, most of the things now been working. For example, the asset recovery, up to now, we're not hearing anything anymore. But mind you, people are still collecting, maybe they are still collecting. They are paid those of or maybe those people who are appointed on our committee, because the president will not appoint you as Steve and they have budget and you're not getting your payment more in. So I think those people who are appointed on a committee or maybe to spearhead the entire team, I think they are getting their monthly salary or maybe their monthly padam or how you may call it, but nothing going on. The entire thing is slow, or someone will say is dead on arrival. Then with the motorcyclist and now the police on the no-go zone issues. Mind you, it was all the same, the particular government that the police come up with this no-go zone and they try stopping them. But after a certain time again, there was no way for them to stop the motorcyclist. So they got to...
Let's go back a little bit to that no-go zone thing. What does that really mean? No-go zone. And you
no-go zone that...
Uh-huh.
Yes, no-go zone mean, like for example, the capital city from the ELWA junction going to the capital city. That mean no motorbike or motorcycle will plow that route, moving all the way to the capital city, and no motorcycle or no motorbike going to do any commercial business or businesses in the capital city. So that was the plan, that indeed want to give the city the beautification, like only taxi drivers or maybe only vehicles, like cars and so on, that are going to be flying. But howbeit, they fail again, and the no-go zone, they say they have restrictions where they will be, the motorcycle will be given helmet, they will need the dress and so on. But for some of us, we see that as complete thing that will not work, because we know Liberia and we know us Liberians. If you tell Mabel, yeah.
So Mabel, I beg you, let's take it slow, because let's take it in Labro and say easy. Let's take it easy. So the government came in less than 3 months. They said, first of all, no-go zone. But are you saying later on they change it and say they will give motorcyclists helmets and other safety gears for them to be able to drive? Is that what they were saying?
According to the information, I hear them talking about they will give, but they are saying that the motorcycle or the motorcyclist, they should use helmet. I mean, 2 helmets, for example, one for the passenger and one for the rudder. Then they should be able to have that reflective.
But I've sat on motorbike in our country. I've sat in keke as well. My question is, sometimes we were 3 on the back, including the driver. Sometimes we're 3 or sometimes we're 4. Are you saying all 4 members will have helmet? Passengers should have helmet too?
Yeah, passengers should be. Yeah.
So that means.
But the big question now, Steve. Yeah, another question.
Wait now.
Okay, lepe.
So that means you say, me, Steve, while going in town and I wear dress, I comb my hair, I look super. I will be having my helmet in my hand to get on the next motorbike. Are you saying that I'll be holding my helmet on me everywhere I go?
You as a passenger?
Yeah.
No. I think it's a motorcyclist.
One of the motorcyclists with the helmet.
Yes, it's a motorcyclist that are going to be having the 2 helmets. One going to be on your head, and maybe the other one will be there as a reserve. But then the big question now is...
Reserve now, wait, my man, let me tell you the thing easy. Because, something in there, you got good intention. But when you don't make sense in your intention, then you get made to look stupid. So why would the motorcyclist then put the other helmet?
That's the question now, because myself, I'm a bit confused. Because most of the commercial motorbikes that we have nowadays it's not like the Yamaha bikes, but maybe they're going to be hanging on the light because they have V mirror. So they have the V mirror. So maybe one of the helmets going to be placed in a V mirror, and I think that's how they're going to be like. But
so
the big question,
the V mirror breaks because over time, as you're driving, the weight from the helmet could probably. Anyway, I know that people are not thinking. Most of the people don't think in front.
But the big question, Steve, because mind you, there are other people who are also criticizing even the wearing of helmet, because people are saying someone will get the kind of thing on them, even though that will be coming up sometime soon, maybe next week on Monday, because these are kind of thing that we're getting also from the street corners. All I say, I'm not wearing a helmet because mind you, somebody will be sweating and they will use the helmet and this other, because of COVID, I can still recall, because of COVID, taxis are still taken to the passengers. So if you say that people should wear helmet, passengers should wear helmet, then how safe is that helmet? That's one question. 2, people say,
but that's what I said earlier. So that means if I won't go chill, or I will also want to run, that means I gotta be having my helmet with me because I can't put a helmet on my head that somebody else put on their head.
So that means that, for example, you are saying that maybe that a helmet that Brazilian monk use, you don't want to use it.
No, I'm not going to use it. In Labro,
why is
the person that we can say in Labro get open more? Why is the person get crocker on the head? Why is they got each on the head? What do we do? How do they clean that helmet to give it to me? To put on my own head. Let me tell you something. Sekou said something the other time and I laugh. But I see that word reflecting daily. This government is unstable. I agree with that word. It is a serious problem. For you to be rolling out these kind of policies or wanting to have these kind of conversations that don't make logical sense. There is no way to implicate them, to apply them. I mean, they're not doable, they're not feasible. But anyway, somebody say, why is they get hacking it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then the question now to you and that will be more, because the bigger one that had almost about I don't know how many $1 million into the budget, which was the assets recovery team, this and that. I didn't call it. Up to now, there's no any other good thing coming from out of it. So, do you really see this thing as a charade, or maybe you think that's going to work out? Like, for example, the motorcyclists, they're going to really go by this? Because for me, if you ask me, I'll tell you that I don't think they're going to work. Maybe they just do it so that at least the tension between maybe the motorcyclists and that of the police, because there was really huge tension that the motorcyclists, they were planning a huge protest that are going to last for a week, according to them. So because of that, people had to go on a cover and see how best to handle the situation, call the vice president, and so on. And he came and they talk until, and they said, okay, yes, let's do that, let's put the one in place. But do you really think that it will work? For me, I will tell you that this is Liberia, and I know we have good laws. We have one of the best laws. Like
What will work? What will work?
They restriction.
Which restriction?
Those, the helmet team, the reflective, I don't know, jacket, the dressing needs, and so on. All the things that.
First of all, there are certain things you do when we're doing assessments. It's not feasible. Let me make it simple. I mean, it can't happen. It can't happen because it not make no sense. Whoever said it did not think about it logically. They're not thinking. Because you're dealing with human beings, you're not dealing with animals. You're dealing with grown people. There are a lot of situations to consider in this fact, in this situation, or in this case. Now, if the government wants to say, okay, we want to move motorcyclists from on the main street to take them into the community, that's a different conversation. There are ways to go about it. Education must be done. And there's also a time frame that must be allocated for that, the transitional period. Look, there is no emergency here. The government got 6 years. I applaud the government wanting to do that part, to take them from on the main street or in the main areas, in the capital cities or whatever, and put them in the community. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are ways you go about this. There are ways you do them. And there are processes to follow. You don't just wake up one morning and say, we'll move all the motorcyclists from here and we'll get you one more for you to move. It don't make any sense. Even the public, you have to be able to communicate to them. So I believe the government has good intentions, but the way they're carrying it out is wrong, is bad, and it's unacceptable. Simple. So they need to go back to the drawing board to revisit their strategy. They need to go back to the drawing board to revisit their strategy, their priorities, and how they want to go about it. Which one they want to do? They want to mandate all motorcyclists and other people to wear helmet? Is that the goal? Is that the focus? Then let it come up with a plan of action. Let it be feasible, timely, realistic, and maybe applicable or doable. But you can't just wake up one day, you're dealing with human beings. So I think they're biting on too much that they can chew. And it will create confusion and conflict and give the police and the security apparatus unnecessary work. Because this could lead to a riot. It could lead to something serious. You can't just wake up one day and say, oh, we'll get you 1 month. No, there are processes, there are steps. Okay, so even the passengers and now, people who go into work, who don't have private cars and so forth, how do they go about making the adjustments? Nobody says it's a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. But let's do it in a good way. Let it be properly managed. Let it be rolled out properly. It will help. But to just abruptly want to do this in 1 month, 2 months, I don't know, the challenge is going to be there. And it's going to be resisted, even by passengers. So, I mean, let the government go and rethink this strategy. The long-term goal is not a bad thing. But let's just be realistic. Let's do some feasibility studies. How would this be carried out? What will be done? And then we can present it to the general public, go to radio station and other places, make announcements, inform the people. And then after a certain amount of time, then you enforce the law. You understand? But no education, no information, nothing. So if I were used to catching my keke, from maybe let's say from
ERW Junction.
No, if I used to getting my motorbike from, let's just say from Vamuma Hall there, going in town to the American Embassy, maybe that's where I work. And it's affordable for me. And you move all the motorbike people and carry them into the community now. How do I know that what in the community here? That I can go get a motorbike man to carry me on that. So you see, all of these different things need to be communicated. There has to be a plan. They need to sit down with a motorcyclist and plan this thing and roll it out. Again, it's not a bad idea.
And let me tell you quickly, or my brother Steve, that sector is helping. And let me be frank, it's also taking out stress from on the head of the government. So any attempt you make to say, oh yes, you just want to, like Steve just said, abruptly cut off certain things where there are no job, people are crying, people looking for a job, and so on. And some of these guys, even though they have the bad one among them, yes, we agree. But also they are helpful to some of us. Like for example, where there are news conference, but even come and be having news conference, a ministry of information. How do you get it as a journalist? They can always carry from place to place. They're always helping us a lot. So all of these things before you come up with, like you were just saying, sometimes our leaders.
I don't know if Milburn there. Milburn, are you there? Milburn is frozen, folks. Give me 1 second. Milburn is frozen. I can see love in his face, but he not making. Yeah, so I mean, we'll get to the lines here when Milburn gets back. It's going to be a hard role. I have someone here who's saying, Steve, you live in America. You know better. Help to advocate for safety. People are dying from bike accidents. It's advisable to keep all bikes within the communities and various junctions. Well, I agree with you that I live in America. That is true. But what I don't agree with you about is living in America does not mean I should automatically agree with the stupid way the government decided to roll it out. Nope, I'm not going to agree with them. The way they decided to roll it out is unprofessional, it's incoherent, it's not balanced. And I think the government said, I don't know what they're doing. And they're bringing for nothing noise behind themselves. So maybe they need to go and rethink. Now, if they roll it out the appropriate way, the right way, with some seriousness, some education and information to the general public, working with the motorcyclists and other people who are involved, then I support it. But I'm not going to support it because you say people dying. Give me the statistics of how many people dying from motorbike riding Liberia Day. Give me the numbers. Let it make sense to me. You think I'm a fall-in-line person? I make informed decisions. I don't just get into anything because people get into it or because the government say they want to do that. So carry that talking point somewhere else. Carry it somewhere else because you got the wrong person. I'm not falling in line. Let the government put themselves together. If the government go the right way and they communicate this thing the right way, oh yeah, definitely I will support them. I will support them. But if they're going to do it in a way that will create more chaos and confusion, I'm not supporting it. So the government here is the problem. The way they go about it, So the way they want to communicate it, maybe it's not the right way. Maybe they need to revisit the communication strategy. I'm not sure if we'll get Milburn back. I am trying to see if I can reconnect with Milburn. I'm not sure. I am not sure if we'll get Milburn back. Let me see if I can reconnect with him. Let me see if I can reconnect with him. So we'll give it a few more minutes because we are almost at the hour mark here. We'll give it a few more minutes. I'm not hearing from Milburn. I don't know what happened. But folks, this is clear. There is no understanding. The government needs to do better. And that is my take. I don't mind. I don't mind the government rolling it out, but let's just do it properly. No, I'm not here to tell the government what to do. Sorry. I'm not here to tell the government what to do. The government came over plan. They got a 12 bullet points. They got an arrest. The government has a plan. I'm not here to tell the government what to do. I'm very sorry. I'm not here to be in. Nope, I'm not here to do that. They got a plan. 90 days, 100 days plan. They couldn't even keep up with it. So sorry. Those are very great suggestions, but maybe you can advocate for it, or you can ask other people to advocate for it. But nope, I'm sorry. The plan what the government presented to us, let them do it first. They won't want to do us. The own thing what they brought, let them keep up with it. They can't even keep up with their own thing. Suggestion somebody will get in, they will take it. Generally, start suggesting it to them, they will say you hate the government. And the government not going to listen to you because you hate the government. So I don't care. I don't care. I'm holding them accountable for the what they say they'll do yet. I don't want to add extra thing there. So it's a good suggestion. But nope. Nope. Government get they want to maintain bosses. Government want to maintain bosses. Government want to maintain bosses. So basically there's no leadership, there's no organization, there's no structure. Simple. There's lack of leadership. Even the communication to the general public is a problem. Everything they want to do it like rushy, or they want to force people to get involved with it, and everybody got to fall in line, and you just got to accept it. And nah, that's dictatorial. And I know for a fact that it will be resisted. I know for a fact it will be resisted. We don't even have to say on SKTV. It will be resisted by the people. That I can assure anyone. I'm not sure if Mark is back. Those of you who are in the US that would like to place your call, you can call me. I'll take 1 or 2 calls for contributions. And I will be leaving today. It's a busy Sunday. I need to rest myself. I was all late last night with Sekou. With Sekou, I am tired. I am exhausted. So, and I had to wake up very early to do something, some kind of paperwork I had to submit. So, those of you who want to call, you get my number. Feel free to call me. Tio, that's a very good question. What's the vision plan for the government? We asked this question here to get there with us. The people who play what they brought 100 days, they can't even keep up with it. You get Baga talking funny thing, and when you talk it, they say, oh, you don't respect it, man. You do the one, you do that one. But Baga talking funny. They do what Joseph Baga talking. I work on a 100-day plan. Joseph Baga just confused the whole thing, confused everybody. Because he ain't saying confused. You've been there, you've been vice president for 12 years, you don't even know what you're doing. You know, and I hear people say, man, got to learn on the job. What better is he than Joe Weah? Joe Weah never been vice president before. You've been president, you have all the blueprint. Vice president, you have all the blueprint. Your people sold you as the most competent, the closest man. You've been in government for all these years or whatever. You can't you're making rookie mistakes. Your own 100 days delivery plan, you can't even keep up with it. So I don't get it. I don't know. So Tio, sorry, in as much that I would love to help, the Joseph Yuma Braga-led administration have not showed us what they have in plan. Nope, they have not showed us. And that in itself is very scary. That in itself is very, 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 very scary and troubling. For those of you who not know, it's a sign that you on a train or you on something, you don't know where you're going, no destination. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Nothing to hold them accountable. After the 100 days, they can't even keep up with it. Nothing to hold them accountable. You can refer to this and say, oh, okay, after the 100 days, this is what's next. Or this is what we do know. So I guess the Liberian people fall down inside again. And guess what? Like I've always said, and I will always say it, support anything that Liberian people want. And that Braga they want that. You only all that Braga we want. I agree with them. You get Braga now. The same way how you want that Joey, no boy, not no boy, that Joey we want. You have Joey. The day you make decisions to benefit yourself and your life in the country,
I'm back.
we're here to support it. Yeah, Mark.
What's up, Steve?
Yeah, my man, I know you're busy, but before we close up for the day, I wanted to ask you this question because somebody asked this question. I think it's a brilliant question. What is the vision plan for the government?
Brother, I don't think the government himself can give you a tentative plan for themselves. Let's talk about Brazilian monk that is sitting from way afar that will be able to give a plan. I don't know where this government is headed. I cannot give you a play-by-play description as to the long-term plan, the intermediate plan, or short-term plan. At the end of the day, in Liberian politics, we don't have standard, we don't have expectation. You cannot even ask the average voter why you voted for Joseph Boaga and why are you expecting. Nobody will be able to tell you that particular question. I mean, to answer that particular question. So, what makes you think I will be able to come up with the idea that this is what I expect from the government? I don't think so. I don't think anything. I keep saying it over and over again. It gets sound redundant to me when we go over these topics because
I think more one mute.
hello?
Yeah, you there, Monk?
You
You
hear
went
me?
mute.
You were hearing me when I was talking?
Yeah, we're hearing you, but then you went mute.
Oh yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, I'm constantly being interrupted here, back and forth and all that stuff. But Steve, it's the same. It is what it is. The elections are over, and the people who voted for the rescue train, they can do their own evaluation because I know the people who voted themselves, they don't have a clear-cut definition of what they want. I'm not a fan of Van Shima. Van Shima said one thing before he could leave. I mean, during the senatorial election in Grand Cayman, he said, "You guys confuse me at times. I cannot even tell what you guys want. The average voter cannot tell you this is what I want to see at the end of the day." And we all have different expectations. So when you have different expectations, how can you measure success? Because for me, my definition of success is so many things, right? I'm thinking about, say, like road. I'm talking about highway system. And somebody's definition of success will be something like that road into a community. That's his definition of success. So at the end of the day, on an aggregate, on a national level, how do you measure success when the voter themselves cannot deliberately tell you what they want or what they expect from the politician? So that's the reason most government come to power without a clear-cut vision, because the people who supposed to be holding them accountable don't even have a clear vision of the definition of success themselves. So how can a guy who's supposed to produce results give you a clear-cut? So one day is asset recovery, another day is across the board audit, another day is rural, another day is sanitation, another day we are fighting drugs. No, there is no clear-cut definition for the rescue mission. So for me, I can say anything. We're just taking it day by day. I'll keep saying it's a bag of mixed fruit. One day the president do something here, another day he on the other side. At the end of the day, you see, it took the solution. It was the same argument they started making on we are when we told them that Georgia cannot manage a country. You can put all your emotions aside. The reality is, at the end of the day, it will be a total failure, and that's exactly what we got. But equally so, people keep telling us that he did this, that he brought development. What is your definition of development? At the end of the day, they found out very keen that you are worse off than you were 6 years before we had presidency. It's the same thing we experienced with Joseph Boaga. It's just here and there. You do one thing here, no clear-cut vision. The president is not definitive as to what he's trying to achieve. It's just one thing here and there. At the end of the day, you cannot even give a clear count. You cannot even define success at the end of the day. That's exactly what it's going to be.
So Monk, really quick. I wanted you to react to this before we close, John Malu. And like Sekou said, I want to use Sekou word that the government is unstable. You said you remember our government is unstable. And that word means a lot. It means a lot. And I can relate to that word because these are some of the terms we use to communicate. Someone who's not okay. You can't tell the future for them. You can't know because they're unstable. So this is what John Malu writes. Let me read it really quick. Corruption control requires solid and sustained action, not political grandstanding, embellished in deceit and hypocrisy. The executive order to establish an asset recovery task force from the very beginning is a mere posturing on the part of JMB intended to pump air in the space for the sole purpose of getting some crumbs from the international community to support his government. Some tactics applied by WIA with Elton Deal meant to attract Bretton Woods A Clive Martin, a protege of Cephas. Now, Clive Martin, who is the head of the assets recovery team, he imagine man that Sereno Cephas.
Oh, yeah.
We read for the answer. Let me read it again. A Clive Martin, a protege of Cephas, former MPFL rebel, refused visa multiple times by the USA and listed in the IAA's report for corruption at LACC, cannot be the Messiah to recover stolen wealth scattered not only in Liberia but in America, Europe, Asia, and other parts of Africa. A copy in GSC's RIA report accused of multiple corruptions. The FIU, a no Messiah either. A Jackson with his hand stained in Bone County development funds cannot be Messiah in this fight. They don't have the integrity, education, exposure, competence to lead this fight. You cannot set up a serious team for the mere purpose of meeting job certification, lacking competence, experience, education, and exposure. Then he goes on to say, JMB is walking, we as walk, which will yield the same result. What say you?
Well, you know, when you said when you stop and you said Joseph Barker is walking, we have what we will yield the same result. What happened to the little fund recalled by Cephas and Arthur Johnson? He even went further, but you know, we don't have time to go all through that. It's the same thing. The same legs of model when other people were the folks that were pushing the rescue train agenda. We said it. We made a prediction that nothing was going to come. Look, I have nothing against Joseph Boaga. I just know from what I know. You know, I tell people there's a reason we came halfway across the globe to see how other society functions and how other society works. We have seen what it takes to be successful. We know what it takes to run a government, to compete. And I know you can do it 1,000 times. In my sleep, I will never pick a Joseph Boaga in this day and age to be president because I know he will not give me the result. But I'm only a single individual. Other people have their own reservation. They took the bet. So when he telling me that Joseph Boaga is going to walk the same walk, it's the very same thing that everybody on the rescue train been saying. But the funny thing is, these are the same people that sold the rescue train. John Malus also have integrity. But of all the presidential candidates, he aligned with Joseph Boaga. The same case of time people be questioning the Yeke Kolba of the war. You want to be on the winning side rather than doing the right thing. That's what the problem is. The Amara corner of the war that said openly, Joseph Boaga doesn't have a clue as to what he's doing. He don't know who should be appointed to where. He don't know when a boss was appointed. It never came from SKTV. It never came from Brazilian Monk. It came from Amara corner, the one who led the entire effort. Now we're seeing the legs of Imaya Gongwe. You can the list keep going and going and going. The question is, where does it end? The same people who sold to the Arab. That wasn't time. I don't like to blame the voters because the people who we expect to know better, when they are making decisions, you cannot differentiate the educated from the uneducated. So why would I want to blame some 20-year-old like bro or some kid in Bon Country or in Bokonjili about the decision that he's going to make when the likes of Molu, the so-called expert, the financial forensic auditor, if they know these things, but they will still make political decisions in exchange for job because I guess why it's horrible. People don't make decisions like bro because they want the country to do better. People make decisions because of what they think that they can get at the end of the day. Once they can get what they want, then they come out and start blowing the trumpet. But it's late. You cannot reverse it. It's 6 years. So if you are telling me, like what I've been saying on this show into eternity, that Joseph Boaga is walking Georgia walk, then it means that the Labyrinth will get 12 years of their life away. That's just what it means in layman terms.
Well, Monk, I mean, tomorrow we'll pick up from this conversation from Malu, but I want to agree with you 100%. You know, for me, I like to call it straight as it is. What are the Amara Kone? What are the John Malu? I don't take them seriously. They knew what we're getting into. They knew what was right. They all decided to go to where they will win because they felt. They all decided to go to deceive the Liberian people, not necessarily where they will win. They chose a side that they knew was not competent to do this job. First of all, when I see people passing around who looking for an 89-year-old man to make president, I know that something is inherently wrong with you. I know that. Oh, I know that. I know that. That's why even in America, I'm grateful. I don't get involved with the politics. I'm not going to choose between two old men. Nope. I'm not going to choose between two old men. Nope. I'm just being honest. I'm being very clear about certain things. I'm very principle-minded about certain things I do. Especially when they've shown me who they are. Being old at one thing. If you're a competent man, and if I will push to really choose for true, I can never choose a Donald Trump. Never, ever. Never, ever. Because Joe Biden has a record. But that's a side point. The point I'm trying to make here is we decided willingly, openly, we had choices. Or that now, you know, Joseph Braga walking the water. Yeah, they knew Joseph Braga was like that. All of you knew it. You work with Joseph Braga. You Joe Molu. You know how you term the L and the Braga leg of you think Braga going to change? We'll say then you get this. The American will pass around and make noise. When they became moral people, when they understood that Joseph Braga going to do the job. When we are down the drain now, when the country is in the septic tent at the time, okay, I see. You guys have never loved Liberia. It's always been about you guys. Because if you really care about Liberia for true, you pick the best to represent you. Some days I'm ashamed. I used to be ashamed many days, President, when we had Joe as president. I'm ashamed we get Joseph Braga as president. Passing around in America, we can't go on here like he's on a Detroit pimp. With nothing serious going on.
Like one pimp from Motor City.
Yeah, passing around with can't go on here. All his friends dressing diplomatically and still passing around with can't go on here like he's on a labor. We're talking the same day, they say that. You're not serious in our country. You're not serious.
Pimp from the Midwest.
Yeah, you passing around with can't go on here. Even in a place where they got a roof covering everything, you can't go on here. And the thing that joking thing, the thing presidency that joking thing. Why you get serious money president diplomatically? Seriously, you passing around. Who not know that you're not gonna hear on here? We all know. So when you're putting Kengo here everywhere he goes, they get Kengo here like he's on a pimp. They gotta get serious. Image and auditing are very important. The same thing you're collected from AI, the same thing in your brain.
The same AI generated image.
When they grab an image from AI, look. Damn, we can discourage people. Look at our own president. Just look at our own president. It tells you that we're doomed for failure. Just look at our own president. You know your president are a representation? Let me tell you something. In America, before people pick president in America, look at certain things. In America, one of the strategic pick of a president to look at height. Don't see Donald Trump like Donald Trump is a tall man. All these things are important. Let me tell you today, they don't just pick anybody for president in the country. They don't just pick anybody in the country. You get a president passing around Kengo in the 1960s. What do Kenya used to be passing around with last president? They're not ready yet. In the
these days, I tell people, Steve, I don't put too much stock in education that someone can prove to me that they are educated, no matter which degree you carry, because I know at the end of the day, the true measure of education is critical thinking and decision making, no matter how many degrees or which title you got attached to your name. I will keep losing once I know what I'm losing for. I prefer to lose knowing what I'm losing than to win and not knowing what I'm winning. The reason they came to the rescue train, the reason they decided, even though they knew the risk factor, because they believed that it puts them in a better position 6 years after. So the million, and that's where the disconnect comes in. The people, like I said, that's what makes Liberia's situation is compound complex, because the people who are the victims cannot even understand the game that is being played. They are accomplices. So if somebody is abusing you and you are in enabling your abuser. How can someone like you or myself come to the A and be like, oh, we try to provide advice? It's worthless. It's useless. Because the American of the world, the Nyomli Kanga, the Delon, they don't believe that Joseph Boakai is capable of running your country. But I told them they understood that they will be in control and they will be major players 6 years after Joseph Boakai. So whether Liberia goes down the drain, whether the system crumbles, they could care less. At the end of the day, they will be the one in the front row seat calling the shot again. So they forget the risk factor of 5+ million people. It's just about who will be strategically positioned to benefit from the Joseph Boakai presidency 6 years after. So what we do, let's roll the dice on the 6 years. You think Dara Dillon fundamentally believe that Joseph Boakai can change Liberia or Nyomli Kanga or Amara Kone? No. But Amara Kone want to be on the ballot next year. He want to be seen as the guy who put the data in order that prepared Joseph Boakai to the presidency, and he can use that to run on. The Nyomli Kanga of the world, we want to believe that their support, because of the senatorial playbook, right? They were the one that prepared the rescue train. So they're going to inherit something at the end of the day. Whether Joseph, I tell anybody, if any serious man president in Liberia want to run for the presidency, forget about Joseph Boakai. Because I know he will not be on the ballot 6 years from now. Start going after the people who are positioning themselves to be the next president. Whether it's the Amara Kone, whether it's the Fonati Kofa, whether it's the Nyomli Kanga, the Jeremiah Kone. These are people that want to be leading the team. So I'm not going to, in as much as Joseph Boakai is the one that occupies the executive mansion, no, I'm not going to waste my political capital on him because I can already predict the outcome at the end of 6 years. So why should I waste my time? I might as well start going after the formidable candidate and people that will be on the ground and running for the 2029 rather than wasting my time on Joseph Boakai. For Joseph Boakai, it's a foregone conclusion. We are not going to really to get the election. They are over. Joseph Boakai and his team won. Live with the fact that they are the one in control and they are the one going to govern your life for the next 6 years. You got to start looking beyond Joseph Boakai. That's all you can do.
Well, I agree with you, Monk. Tomorrow we'll pick up from there. Tomorrow we'll pick up from there. I can say this to you emphatically. I can say this to you. We are definitely going to start smoking out these guys who set Liberia up for what it is today, because they are the key players behind closed doors, like you said. They are the ones in charge. They are the ones who brought us to where we are today. They are the ones. They're not only selfish, they're bad, they're dangerous, they're risky, and they set us up for today. I'd like to leave it here for today. We are at the 2 hours mark. Tomorrow we'll pick up Monk. What is your partner comment before we leave?
You know, I'm now a psychologist. I just like to read a lot and do some research on a few things, that some topics that catch my interest or pique my interest.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading about something last night. They called it in psychology, or how they can call it, psychoanalysis, right? You the guy understand that, yeah?
Yeah,
They call it the pain and pleasure threshold. They say human beings, we are naturally wired from the neurological standpoint that when we're experiencing pleasure, we want it to keep going as long as possible. And when we are experiencing pain, we want it to end quickly. You know, the leg of Jeremiah Kone or the Amara Kone of the world, the DeLong, the Nyomli Kanga office budget now is $2 million. Do you think Nyomli Kanga will want for such a party to come to an end? Something that she's benefiting from?
Nope.
If the average Liberian live on less than $2 a day and one of the most impoverished people on the planet, if a woman makes on average of $2 million for her office budget annually for the next 9 years, let's say 7 or 8 years, do you think she will want that to stop anytime soon? But what become of the woman that now they're telling us they are giving breath in the interior? It's almost like a death sentence. The people who are destitute, the people who are suffering, the people who are thinking where's their next meal will come from, or their children's school fee will come from. They want the pain to end quickly, but guess what? They are yet to figure out how to end their own pain. Matter of fact, they are accomplices in their own pain and struggle. So the question is, when does they end? And what I can see, and I will keep saying it on the show over and over again, there is no exit strategy, there is no path for that country. Because for as long as we practice democracy, And the people who have been victimized, if they cannot identify the fact that they are the victim, then how do you change the game? The game continues. It will just be one player after another, but the game continues. But my man, tomorrow we'll pick it up again, another day.
Well, I want to say this: Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers around the world. But I also want to put this very clear: elections have consequences, and you will enjoy the consequences of it. You know, I see some people sending me some picture. Oh, the new drugs, and y'all talk about it in the time. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about that. Y'all had the opportunity to get to elect somebody to fix your country, to clean up this mess. Somebody that is not part of the elite political system. And you're in the ring bouncing around. We told you. Y'all will enjoy the consequences. I mean, I can always say on the show here. Several can say it. Monk can say it. We can say on the show, you're in a mess. And the mess that you created, y'all will enjoy it. Y'all will enjoy it. What does all say? What does all say? Put the picture up there and say, oh, and the children are dying from this, the children are dying from this. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? And I get nothing to say about it. Elections got consequences. You will enjoy the consequences. It just started. It just started. It just started. And Joseph Bagato say he want for kush, he want for drugs, but he not get budget for the drugs. He not put money there for the for drugs. Oh, Joseph Bagato say he prioritize fighting corruption. But the people who on top of the corruption are a bunch of corrupt people as well. Okay, we're making progress. We're making progress. We're making big progress. We're making big progress, yeah? We'll get there. Ain't not anything yet. Your children and your husband there, your daughter there, no problem. The issue of kush or drug, and you say that Jowia, and your children start dying on Joseph Bogatu. Not ready yet. That means you can say I can waste my time. That means you're going to waste my time. I can say what thing. Let's talk about the drug business and the drug in the country. No drugs in the country. No drugs in the country. The country is doing very well. Joseph Boga is doing well. Joseph Boga has rescued the country. The country is on the right trajectory, and the rescue train is moving. And I support the rescue train. I will criticize the rescue train, but I support the rescue train. This is what we voted for, that what we wanted. Joseph Boga is the most experienced man. Joseph Boga got the country at heart. Joseph Boga know the job from day one. You hit the ground running. That's what we wanted, and that's what we got. It's sweet for us. I don't even get time for that. You're fooling there. It's sweet for us. Look, it's sweet for us. All of us as Liberians, sweet for us. Joseph Boga like anything a bad different way color can go say and be wearing and be passing around in America. Who cares? Our papi will promote him. The papi appear like a pimp. At the same time, he appear like a joker, will still promote him. I don't care. I promote Joseph Boga. I'm thinking Liberia. I love Liberia. And I will help build Liberia. They have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day. I don't care what the name of the drugs, the guy, zombie drug, whatever drug. I don't care. That's not my issue. I don't care. That's why you voted for, so that's why you got. Nobody should come in my inbox to tell me to speak on it because I'm not speaking on it. I could give a damn as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. Elections have consequences. We told you. And you cost us. And you insulted us. And we jealous. And we commit people. Now we inside now. All we agree. And the men who voted for what didn't happen. You leave us. Let we enjoy. You leave us. Now Baka we want. You leave us. Now Baka we want. We'll go in the ring again. We'll bring the pap. Even if in wheelchair, we'll bring the old man. Even if in wheelchair. The old men are indigenous men that love fear. We the love fear and all get power. Bring our papi. You can do nothing at our own time. You will talk tired, no evidence. Folks, let's have a good weekend. Have a good new week to some of you. Happy Mother's Day again. And please let's support Joseph Boakai in anything, whether he's sleeping, whatever happens. Let's support it. This is who we love, and we made our choice. Yo, thank you. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place on SKTV. Thank you so much. Good day, folks.
There are things we can do with drinking